Hey, Stella, Kenny, backstage, you can hear us? Can you see us okay? Right on. Right on. This is cool.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back to Steve's Small Engine Saloon. I'm Steve. This is April.
I'm April, yep.
I know some of you might have seen April on a couple of videos, but not a lot, so had to introduce her. We're going to try to really do a Q&A again today. Try to answer as many questions as we can. And you want to bring people up on the panel right now, or do you want to wait?
Do you want to just go through some of the rules and stuff before we get started?
Yeah, we can definitely go through the rules. Here's the rules. If you don't know the difference between right and wrong, what you're doing in the chat, then that's pretty sad. So we have some moderators in here. We got Kenny and Nick are moderators, and there's another. I think James Hayes is a moderator too. He'll probably be in later. If you do something stupid in the chat, the moderators are going to take care of you, and there's going to be some serious consequences and repercussions. So that's all I want to say about rules. We don't care about capital letters or too many emojis or anything like that. If YouTube wants to give us trouble for that, then we can suck it up and we can take it. Oh, I got to scroll down to. Oh, wow! Look at all the comments. Scrolling down. Okay, so yeah, like I said, we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can. Yeah, we going to go now?
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, I can't answer any questions.
What I want, contrary to popular belief, I don't know the answer to every single question that you have. So we are going to triple your chances right now of getting your question answered. We're going to bring a couple more people on the panel. These are awesome, awesome mechanics right now. Help me welcome to the stream Mr. Kenny from Ken's Small Engine Repair.
Got my flag for you.
I seen that. April, we're looking at that going, look at that. He's got a Canadian flag rocking. Yay. Right on.
You got to go to guest layout and then hit the smaller picture so we don't appear huge.
Yeah, we got to bring one more person up, though. Everybody, this is Stella, better known on YouTube as the Lawnmower Lady.
Hi, how y'all doing?
There we go. All right.
Good.
There you go.
That one, does that look better?
Oh, looking good, Ken. I like the glasses, they match.
Oh, wait, it gets better, April. It gets better. Hold on.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, nice.
It gets better. Yeah.
That's Kenny's impersonation.
You're just missing the shirt, Ken. That's all you're missing, man.
That's in the laundry.
All right. Well, we might have one more panel member coming in later. He hasn't responded back to me yet. You know who that is.
Yeah, James is here. There's James.
Yep. That's not the panel member I was talking about, but that's okay. Well, we already got a super chat. Are you kidding? Andrew, simply Andrew's Repairs. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. That's cool. Just saying hey. Hey, Andrew.
And you already have a question from Greg.
Okay, thank you.
Did you see the question from Greg? He says, do you have a comment on the SR450 sprayer from Steel?
Okay, so what was his name again?
Greg Hulm, H-U-L. I mean, it's not too far back in the chat.
Yeah,
well,
if you
it is
click,
now.
Click on the comments, Steve. It'll come up on the bottom of the screen.
Did you slow the comments down yet?
I did.
You did? Okay, we slowed the comments
it's
down.
It's going to be cranking, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cranking.
Yeah.
Greg.
Oh, another huge super chat. Holy crap, you're doing well. Wow.
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, here it is. Greg Hulme, H-U-L-M-E. Greg Hulme.
Just read it out.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Yeah, it says, do you have a comment on the SR450 sprayer from Steel?
No, I do not, because I have never actually had any experience with that sprayer. I am a Steel guy. I really like the company, but where we live, it's that sprayer. Nobody uses those things where we live. So I have like no experience with them at all.
And what about you
Oh,
guys?
wait a second. By sprayer, does
Yeah,
he
is
look
it-
like
backpack sprayers?
Is that like a backpack
Okay,
sprayer? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought he meant too, but he could have meant a pressure washer because steel has pressure washers too. Yeah.
I don't
There's
know.
a bunch of
Rob
questions.
Wenzel, thanks for the beer fund, Robbie. That's pretty cool, man.
There's a bunch of questions. It's going to be tough because you're going to.
I know, and yes, Stella, you see a question. Kenny, you see a question because we're going to miss some. So throw it out there if we're missing them.
It's been a while since Steve's done a live, so bear with us, guys.
August 22nd, I think, was August 22nd last time I went live. Yeah.
That's a while ago.
Yeah. What do we got?
Well,
238 people watching. That's pretty
a
cool.
bunch. Well, Kane Acre Camp Firewood asks, he says, I have a new log splitter that continually surges. A little choke cures it. Any ideas?
Yep, absolutely. That is clearly that is not getting enough fuel somewhere. The governor's trying to kick in and trying to make that thing run, and that's why it's surging, going up and down. And it's well, it depends on the engine. Did he say what was his name again?
His name is Kane Acre Camp Firewood.
And did he say what? How come you're seeing all these? I can't find these anywhere.
I've got the pop-out chat open, and I'm just going through very slowly. I'm not letting it jump ahead.
Yeah,
that question came in at 4:18 p.m.
If you want to make it easier, guys, if you have a phone, call it up on the phone and use your phone to scroll through the chat separately. That way you don't have to worry about doing it live and all that. That way you can scroll back up to old channels. There's another guy on there, Mike Part2C. He's saying, I have a GX390 Honda, has spark and a clean carburetor and valves are clean. Why can't I even get it to cough? Well, to me, it sounds like timing if you have the spark. But
that's true.
So wait a second. Let's go back to this other guy first. Just give me 1 second because we didn't really answer that. He was surging engine. What I wanted to say was that it depends on what manufacturer of the engine. If it's a Honda style engine, it's going to be one thing. If it's a Briggs and Stratton or Tecumseh, it's going to be a different thing. If that is a Honda engine, you know what? Hey buddy, if you go back to our playlist and go to our lawnmower, it'll probably be in our lawnmower playlist. Actually, I know you said a log splitter, but it's going to be the same thing for that hunting, that surging engine. Ken, do you have any videos on surging engines?
I think I have one where I do the pilot jet and stuff. But like you said, if it's Tecumseh versus Honda versus Briggs, different ways to attack. But your video, how to solve a surging engine, that's a good one.
Yeah. There's so that's in my lawnmower playlist, I think. Yeah.
Well, and he also says he has a new log splitter. It might be new to him, but it could have been sitting on the showroom floor for months with some bad or poor gas in it. So it could be just
drain the bowl first. Always
drain the bowl first, see what comes out. Absolutely.
Yeah. Generally, I think 99% of surging problems is because it is running too lean. You're not getting enough fuel in there. That's why when you turn the choke on halfway, your surging and hunting goes away because you're sucking more gas up into the engine and the surging goes away. So it's running too lean. And it's usually to do with your pilot jet on a Honda style carburetor, or even your main jet on a Briggs or Tecumseh. It's you clean those jets out and you get more fuel in there, and usually that surging issue goes away. Yeah. And okay, before I forget, can't ignore these guys.
Holy cow.
More beer fund. Well, how much beer do you guys think I drink? Anyways. Good Lord.
I think you're going to start looking for, what was it, Stella Artois? What was it, Midnight what?
Midnight Lager. Where's that bottle? It's here somewhere.
Yeah. And I haven't actually made it down. What I was talking to you yesterday about, Stella, haven't quite made it down to the store to see if
Well,
they
I
have
think
that or
I think
not,
I'll have
but-
to pack it up in a thing with some hot sauce and just call it hot sauce. I guess I don't know. We'll see what happens on the
Yeah,
customs form.
Well, apparently that works.
Yeah, it made it
Well,
close.
Klaus got
Yeah.
a hot sauce bottle in
He
Denmark.
didn't get the tools I sent him, but he got the hot sauce.
That's right.
Really, you're doing that?
I tried to restart it.
Speaking of Klaus, Klaus, you crazy son of a bitch. Look at
Yeah.
Holy cow!
that's DKK. That's Denmark Kronish crowns or something.
Hey, that's 18 cents to you and I. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Hey, I don't care if that's 18 cents or not. Thank you very much, Klaus. That's pretty cool, buddy. Appreciate that. And yes, we did get your, I think I told you yesterday, we did get your iron-ons in the mail 2 days ago. And I am looking forward to ironing those onto my steel t-shirts. I got a whole bunch of steel t-shirts, and I think that Klaus's iron-on can get melted right on there.
Hey, Steve, if
We're
I can
gonna
make a
try that
comment,
out.
I
Yeah.
tell people in the live chat all the time, since it's going to be going
How do
so
you turn
fast,
that
I mean,
off?
since your channel is so popular, we're never going to be able to keep up. If they
Right.
want, they're in the comments. We can, you can always go back, put them in the comments of the video after, not even in the chat. If you really want an answer, put them in the comments, and I'll take a look, Stella, whatever, and maybe we can get them some answers.
Yeah, I agree. What are you showing me? What are you doing?
Hi.
Oh, I thought you were doing something.
Well, Jason
Okay.
says he has a generator that runs at high RPMs. What's wrong? Please help.
Ken?
That could be lean, governor problems.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. But the thing is, when he says runs at high RPM, did you check it with a tachometer? I mean, how is it adjusting? Is the linkage rusty? I mean, the best persons for that, though, you got James Condon and Gary Bernanke. Those are the best, too, for all the generator questions.
I'm actually trying to figure out something that I thought I knew how to do here, but weird. When you guys are talking, I want to blow you up into full screen so people can actually see you talking, but I double click on you and it does something weird.
No, if you click on our picture, hit one click, it'll say solo layout.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not for me.
No?
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, yeah. Oh, in the little 3 dots.
Yeah, 3 dots.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
3 dots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. I can mute you.
Oh,
There you go. There you go. And then, wow, this has actually changed for me because it didn't used to do
Yes.
this. Yeah, I didn't used to have to do that. So now I have to go to right.
Just click on the bottom. There's the 6 little things on the bottom. Just pick one.
Wow.
Here you go.
Okay, that is way too hard now.
You just have to.
Or
click on
if you
these.
just hit the space bar, it'll go back
one?
to whatever your last thing was.
Nope. Got any more questions?
Oh yeah. Donald Poppy says my Husqvarna 350 chainsaw leaks bar oil when stored. Any suggestions? Love your site.
Holy cow. Hey, what model was it again?
He has a Husqvarna 350.
A 350. Okay, so the Husqvarna 353 was so bad for leaking oil. And there's 2 oil hoses in it. It's probably the same for a 350 as a 353. There's 2 oil lines in it. One that goes into the tank itself, and it's on the back plate. And then there's another one on the outside, and that plate, what a lot of people call a bar plate, warps. You got one, Stella?
I got one right here.
Okay, well, take the side cover off of there for this guy. The bar cover.
Yeah, a lot of times what I do, Steve, is
Yeah.
the rectangular shaped piece with the transfer tube, I put a cardboard shim underneath it to space it out a little bit, give it a little more pressure to seal. But I'll be honest with you, Husqvarna's always leak.
Yes, this
Yeah.
one's been leaking like crazy. This guy just
Yeah.
brought it to me, and I got it this far along. I need to clean. Oh, look, see, it's even all over my hands.
Yeah.
His
You gotta take
clutch
off-
is messed
take off
up.
the aluminum plate.
Yeah, take it that one right there.
Yep, that aluminum plate gets warped right up where the oil comes out, Stella, on the top slot
Right.
there above the bub.
Just like-
Yep, right there. It gets warped so it doesn't seal the oil hose in behind there.
Right,
And
the oil hole's right here in the back.
Yep, and Husqvarna actually changed that oil hose and they put little ribs on it so it lasts longer. So if you buy another hose for that, it's going to last longer. It's going to seal better, and you won't have that oil leaking out of there. That goes for 350s and especially 353s.
Yeah, this is full of crap too. So
yeah, they are really, really bad for leaking oil. I honestly think it's a design flaw. Yeah.
Show and tell.
Yeah, all manufacturers are not perfect.
Oh, mix here.
Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Oh.
Yeah, Steve, here's that oil hose there.
That's exactly the one. And here, let me just do this because I really want to show people this. So the long skinny end, not the bigger end, but the long skinny end is what seals in behind that metal plate. And that's the part they beefed up to make it seal and push against that metal plate a little bit better. So like I said, the Husqvarna ones that, the new ones you buy, they are beefed up beyond, they have a rib. It's hard to explain that, but they have an extra little rib to make it seal.
Yeah, they put a little more material on it because over time they shrink. They creep with age.
Why do you do that?
And the distance is less, and it'll start to weep in between. But I'll be honest with you, Husqvarna is especially 350s, 346 XP, all those. If I'm going to store it, I usually drain the oil out if I'm not going to use it for a while, or I'll crack the cap on it and keep the cap upwards when I store it. Otherwise, they're going to leak. You get a lot of pressure
because they're under pressure, right?
Yeah, build up pressure. If it's sitting in a 100-degree shed, it's going to leak. It's going to,
That, and you know what? I tell people that a lot, Kenny. I say that if you take a cold chainsaw, you're working in the snow, cutting trees up, and then you bring it in your warm garage and sit it on the floor, now the oil just is warming up and it expands and it's got to push out somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
So, and a lot of people think, oh, my chainsaw is leaking. Well, yeah, it's leaking, but
yeah, there's little ceramic
all
vents
gonna
on
do
the
that.
crankcase, but they don't really work too well.
you want to bring this guy up right here? You want to? Yeah.
I think it's time.
No. Okay, fine. I'm gonna do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Me old mucka Mick.
Yo. How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing all right. I was sat on my couch with Mrs. Peeve, and I get an Instagram message saying 15-minute showtime. Yeah, cheers for that, Steve. Much appreciated. That's brilliant.
So now 228 people. We just quadrupled your chances of getting your questions answered.
Oh hell no!
Right?
We're gonna try.
All right. Somebody needs to.
Well, no,
the chat is actually still going quite fast for me,
it's
and
going
I'm
quite
missing
fast,
questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm still going back to the topic. A guy named Gator says, "Is there supposed to be any play in the governor crank on a Briggs V-twin? My governor gear is in pieces, and I'm in the process of replacing it."
Any play, end-to-end play, side-to-side play. It's hard to answer a question like that.
Is he talking about the spring on the linkage though, just to keep it under constant tension?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because Gary and in fact he's in the chat. Gary Bernacki. He's actually the bass guitar 1985. But generally, you always want to have a spring on the governor link so that you never have that because that little shake in there will cause a little bit of hesitation surging.
That is true. I agree. There's one on the bottom of the screen there. Who wants to answer that question?
That's open to interpretation. I've found that one. Even a brand spanking new spark plug will improve that. Just a simple thing like that will improve that.
And I really assume he's talking about a walk-behind lawnmower because Honda has not made a riding lawnmower for about 30 years.
Yeah, so. I think he's talking about rotor clutch, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I have one of those lawnmowers. It's a commercial mower, and I haven't started it for years because I have so many other choices behind me to mow a few bits of my grass. But I just got to the point where I realized that all of the cables had basically just stretched out just a little bit. And I literally had to go in and just tighten all the cables up just a little bit. And that wanting to die on me when I engage the blade just fixed that all together. It depends on how old it is. If you have a lot of wear and tear on it, that's what I did to fix mine.
Say that one more time, just the gist of what you just said.
The gist is control cables. They are going to stretch slightly. The
Gotcha.
outer
Okay, yeah.
and the inner cables, based on where it's stored, UV light, whatever they're gonna basically everything's gonna get a little bit bigger, gonna stretch out some. And I fixed my problem on mine by just literally adjusting all the cables. That's all I did.
Okay, so obviously, what Mick said there, in Canada we call it a BBC, a blade brake clutch. Now,
Right.
Beast, if you're talking about a Honda walk-behind mower that has, well, obviously because you're engaging the blades, then yes, you have a BBC. If it's an HRA 215 SXC, something like that, I've ran into this many times that does exactly what you're doing. And it's usually at this time of year, it's been sitting in your garage. It's what you want to do, and you're going to think this is kind of stupid, but take the spark plug off just to make yourself feel better. Flip it over on the side and grab the blade. If it's sharp, obviously use a glove or a rag around it or something, and twist that blade. Try to turn that blade, and it's going to be really hard to turn. And then all of a sudden, because the clutch is stuck together.
Yeah.
So you pull on that blade, and all of a sudden you're going to feel it go crack, and it's going to move, and that just unsees the clutch from sitting over the winter. And then all of a sudden, that problem that you're talking about right there, Beast, might actually go away. I've seen that many times actually in my life with those old HRAs, HRCs, 215s or 216s.
It could also be a governor spring setup as well. See, sometimes the springs get a bit worn as well. They lose their tension, and when you're throttling up, there's not enough tension on the spring to pull the governor arm back to increase the revs as well. Sometimes that does it. So what I do is just put a little tiny pair of long nose pliers and just give that spring a little tiny kick in it, just to bring take the tension back up. Yeah. Sometimes that does it as well.
Yeah. Because the lawnmower might not be running fast enough RPMs to actually. Yeah. Because you should be able to take that Honda lawnmower and just take that lever and just pin it forward, just wham, and that blade should start. And then I know what you're saying. You got to feather it and go vroom, vroom as you're pushing it down, and it speeds up and it gets going. Yeah. So try all that stuff, Beast, and let us know. Yeah.
So Gary Todd asked, he says, Steve, when I'm doing a compression test on a lawnmower and it shows a low compression, how do I determine if it has a compression release or just low compression?
I do have an answer for that. Ken, you have an answer for that too. I know you do.
Well, just about every engine has a compression release, but the way it works, they're all different depending on what kind of engine is it? Briggs?
Didn't say.
Oh, because usually Briggs about a quarter inch from the top of the stroke for top dead center, it'll pop one of the valves open and you get it. But Steve, I think in your videos and even James Condon, those guys, they're showing 60 to 80 with the compression release working is what you'll see if you put a gauge on it. But the trick is if you have an old horizontal shaft, you can put a rope on it, pull it backwards, and you get a compression reading. Yeah.
That was exactly my answer. I knew you knew that, Kenny.
Well, I
knew it.
Too technical,
Well, I use a drill, but yes, if you want to bypass the compression release, you spin it backwards. But obviously, you can't do that with the starter. You got to take the starter off, and then you can even use a drill and spin it backwards.
Just
while you're doing
don't loosen up the flywheel nut, though.
Yes, exactly. You go backwards with an impact. Yeah. You don't want to use an impact because it'll take the nut off, maybe. But use a drill and spin it backwards. Do your compression test on that, and then you'll get a true reading of your compression on that engine, because the compression release is now not working if it's going backwards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hope that answered that question. Yeah.
Well, I've also seen people take a large impact and run it in the proper direction. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you will get the compression up at that point, because obviously it's not going to start. But if it's moving fast enough, it'll just
usually the compression releases shut off at about 900 RPM. So if you can get it to spin,
if you can get it spin pretty fast, it'll. Yeah. Yes, I've seen people do that as well.
So obviously not with a rope.
No.
Well, just depends if you got these, Steve.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, but no, I mean not just with a large 1/2 inch drill or whatnot. You just keep pushing over. I've seen people do that. And I've started them like that when I didn't have a rope, but that's fine. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I agree. You get it spinning fast enough, and the decompression is not working anyways, even if you're going the proper direction. Drill.
Justin, is it a steel can or plastic cans? Because a big difference.
I have gas cans stored in my shed. Should I always vent the cans? Man, I've had gas cans in my garage before that are blown up like a balloon.
Right.
Is that really going to explode? Or, it's plastic. If it's metal, maybe it's different, but...
Well, every time you vent it, you're letting moisture back in.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
They're supposed to be sealed.
Yeah, and
you're
the
storing
plastic
it over the
cans,
winter.
Ozone will actually leach through the plastic and take octane away over time. That's why plastic isn't really the best for storing gas.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think about that, Mick? You guys got problem in the UK with that gas cans blowing up like that?
We don't really suffer with a lot of it, Steve, because we don't get the incredible cold like you guys get, and we don't get the extreme heat either. So we get a lot of moisture, obviously. We've now got that E10 fuel over here as well, which is causing enough problems already with the ethanol, the moisture being attracted. So what Stella's saying is absolutely bang on. Every time you open that fuel cap up, you allow moisture in. If you're not using some kind of agent that will actually combat moisture as well, then if you're using anything with ethanol in it, then you're going to be attracting water and moisture in. So my advice would be don't open it. It's not going to, as long as it's in the shade and it's not in direct sunlight, it should be fine.
I really agree with that. I don't think you should vent those cans.
Yeah.
It will evaporate. Seriously, you leave it for 2 months. Half
Yes.
is gone.
Leave them sealed up tight. Yeah. What about Mad Saxy here?
I was.
I have a Briggs and
mention
Stratton
that.
500E series for a year. After I use it, it runs out of gas, and I change the oil, the plug, filter every few months. Am I doing too much? It always runs great, no issues.
No.
Well, clearly you have no issues, but if you're mowing in a dusty environment or that sort of thing, you might need to change those things more often. But being proactive is going to be better than trying to chase down a problem later on.
Exactly. Doing too much is better than doing too little.
I think if you've got a 500E series engine and you can get it to run great with no issues, you're doing a damn good thing. Right. Just don't change anything you're doing.
Our
just don't
favorite
touch
carburetors.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you see that guy on there, Bronwyn Russell? Was that some steel chainsaw hard starting?
Not yet.
I didn't see that one.
Can you read it out?
Well, it's a steel chainsaw hard starting, spark plug quite moist. Will using higher octane gas for two-stroke mix help this? Well, unbeknownst to a lot of people, the higher the octane, the harder it is to light. So I have friends of mine, I put racing gas in my saw. And I'm like, yeah, good luck. I mean, try 100 octane fuel, you're going to pull your arm out. But the thing is, by saying the spark plug's wet, you're probably just flooding it out. And the way I start a steel, simple. You choke on 1, 2, 3 pulls. It burps. Once it burps, click it to the middle position. Boom. Then you're home free. People just keep pulling, and they flood the hell out of it. And once you flood it, now you got to just keep, running to get going. Donnie Boy's got a great video on that too. And I think you do too, Steve, right? What about a flooded chainsaw? I think you have a video on that. Yeah.
Yeah. If the spark plug's wet, that's, to me, that's kind of I don't want to say no brainer, but it's flooding. It's got too much fuel in the cylinder. Right. That's why it's wet. And you
have to let that out. And the way to do that, in the two-wheeled world, is wide open throttle. Kick,
keep going.
Kick. Yeah. Just keep kicking, and it will eventually start.
But if it's dripping out the muffler, then take the spark plug out, dry it off, and give it a few pulls and clear out the cylinder.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And if you do that too, flip the thing upside down, because sometimes the crank case itself will be full of or have a lot of fuel in it, maybe an ounce or two. And when you flip it upside down, it'll pour back through the transfer ports and come out the muffler, the spark plug hole too. Yeah.
Stephen Walker has a question. Husky 240 chainsaw runs great. In the cut, idles good. Take another full gas cut, it stalls and it won't start back up.
So it cuts first time off, then it idles. Fill it back up, and then it won't start.
No, I read that he pulls the trigger wide open, makes one cut, pull it out, make a second cut, it dies on the second cut. That's what I'm reading there.
My first instinct to that is that the gas tank, the fuel tank vent is plugged and it's actually literally running out of gas.
Could be that, or
vapor lock, vacuum lock.
could be that, or the complete opposite, Steve. Could be the carburetor's running too rich, and when he gets it running first off, then it idles up and it has too much fuel going into it. Then goes for a second cut, could be bogging down,
flooding out in the second cut instead of running out. It could be the opposite. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
I would go for a fine tune. Just try and knock back that high end just slightly, just see if that makes any difference to begin with. It's going to take you 2 seconds just to tune it back just a touch. Yeah, that's what I would do.
I usually adjust them so they just start to 4-stroke and burble at full throttle out of the wood. Yeah. That way it'll even out when you go for a cut.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Huh?
I just saw Douglas Johnson said, "Thank you folks for all you do. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge and experience. It's helped keep my 52-year-old Honda Harmony 110 going." That's pretty awesome.
We got Drew Bradley there is asked about heat ranges of spark plugs. Oh, what's this one here? G Daddy? That's pretty awesome. We got Drew Bradley there is asked about somebody got YouTube on.
Yeah.
All right.
We got
just
a second.
Turn the volume down, that way you can still see the chat. That's all.
There you go.
Got it.
Okay, so
I was going to say, I didn't touch anything. It's usually me.
I'm sorry.
Stella! Damn it, Stella!
Wait,
my bad.
Do I have to take over for you, Stella?
That's right, man. There you go.
Amateurs.
So,
let me go get a hot dog. I'll be right back.
So G Daddy, what makes my Honda GCV 160 surge and drop RPMs? Just change the governor spring, but no luck. Yeah, the governor springs. I don't personally see. Some people call the throttle return spring on a Honda. They call that the governor spring, but it's actually not. The thicker, bigger spring is actually the governor spring.
Yeah.
And what makes it surge and drop RPMs, man, go to my playlist and look in the lawnmower section, in the lawnmower playlist, and there's videos in there for that. I think Mick and I think all of us on this panel right now probably have a video on that in our playlist. It's got to do it in our what?
Do you want me to put one in?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds like a fuel delivery issue.
Well, it's a fuel delivery issue, and also this time of year, I don't know where you are, G Daddy, but a lot of people are pulling their lawnmowers out of the shed first time around, and that idle circuit, that's the little Phillips head screw on top, that's going to be gagged up a little bit, and that's going to have trouble, and you got to clear that out. Yeah, and some of them you can do it without removing the carb. If you can get it off.
Yeah, the pilot jet sometimes is, you take out the black idle screw and pop up the pilot jet, and you can clean it out.
I find these are great for Stella. These little thumb drills.
Yes.
The smallest one you get is perfect for getting in that slow idle circuit, so you can just get it in there and just clean it straight out.
Yeah, usually they're on 18,000s.
Yeah, they're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, those little tiny things.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's like 0.4 mil, 0.5 mil.
Yeah, they're good for that.
Yeah, cool. So G Daddy. There's lots of videos actually on the internet, on YouTube for doing that. It's all fuel-related issues, something with the carburetor. Sometimes it's the gasket is not on correctly behind it, so it's sucking a little air in behind the carburetor. So it's running a little lean because of that too, but I haven't actually seen that very often. It's usually
it's not like there's a lot of gaskets on a Honda carb, is there? You got gasket, insulation block gasket, carburetor gasket,
and then 4 more gaskets, and then I know. Wow, especially what he was talking about, the GCV 160. What?
No, I'm just reading.
Oh, she's watching a Mix Mowers video right now in this other laptop, and she's laughing her head off.
Funny enough, I just got a comment come through. Actually, funny enough, so I knew that.
All right, that's good. A lot of people are getting some questions.
That's good.
Here. This is awesome. Yeah.
Mike Patitucci, I think I say that right. My GX390 has spark, good compression, links are all good, and has a clean carburetor. I can't even get a cough out of the engine. It's on a 500-pound plate compactor.
But let me ask this about the spark, though. When people say it has good spark, are you checking it with a spark tester, or are you holding the plug against the block? Because I've seen with my favorite Torch spark plugs, they don't check it at the plug. They just check it with the tester and think it's good, but the spark plug, no bueno. So make sure you don't have a Torch plug in there, number one. But if you have spark and you have fuel and you have everything else, it still won't pop. You said the valves are good. Did you look at the clearance of the valves? If the clearance of the valves isn't good, it won't happen. Or if your timing is off slightly, a sheared flywheel key.
And if you're looking for a spark tester, you want to try one of these inline ones. That keeps you under compression while you're doing that. Otherwise, you could have a spark that does great in open air, but under compression, it doesn't do well.
But keep one thing in mind, Stella, with those, it'll still generate a spark on those, even with a weak coil. It may not be able to overcome compression pressure inside the cylinder.
That's why I like the Briggs one, because it can also tell you how it's
the ones with the gaps on it.
Yeah.
I believe it's a 4 millimeter gap in ambient air simulates the voltage 60,000 volts under compression.
Yeah.
These guys like that.
Yeah, you want a gapper. There you go. Because in air, it takes a lot more of a gap in air to simulate what it is under compression.
Yeah. But if it's not even coughing, not even doing anything at all, that tells me timing, because it's either sparking at the wrong time or something like that.
Right.
That's what it's telling me, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you guys keep seeing these comments. Like you said, Mike. I just scrolled through the entire chat and I don't see anybody named Mike.
Beginning. Mike was way at the very beginning.
I'm way at the beginning. I haven't even gotten down to the bottom of the list yet. So,
well, that's good. See, you're covering me, Stella.
Well, no, I mean, if I see a question, I'll ask the question. So,
over time, Steve, the comments will get cut off too, and you won't be able to see some of the early ones.
I do like to just fire it along the bottom of the screen, but I can't do that unless I see it. So, all right, next question then.
All I see is beer questions.
Beer questions?
They're asking what kind of alcohol do you drink when you mow?
When I don't drink when I mow. That's stupid. That would be very bad.
I disagree with that. Over here in the UK, you actually have beer holders on some of our mowers.
Yeah. Well, no, that's supposed to be for pop, soda pop.
It's for
water bottles.
Sure.
It's for other things.
No, one thing I want to add to that safety while mowing, and I really got to stress this, guys. When I'm out there mowing, I make sure there's no kids around, no pets around, because at 18,000 feet per minute, you're going to kill somebody if you have a golf ball or a rock gets hit by your mower. I'm serious. It's dangerous.
I personally don't care about having a beer when I mow the lawn, but I will never touch a beer if I'm using a chainsaw or a hedge trimmer.
Oh my God.
Like, oh man, I'm dead serious.
Well, April, is there a story
here?
Is there a story?
No, it's just hedge trimmers scare the crap out of me, and chainsaws they're so dangerous. Like, I don't mind mowing the lawn or using my weed eater. My strimmer.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't mind doing that if I have a beer, but chainsaws are. It's a bit hard to hold a can of beer with a bullhorn string. That's the problem, Steve. If you've got a D one, it's all right. But the bullhorn one, you can't do both.
There's a guy on there his name is Unknown. He's asking if you could fix a leaky petrol cap. Well, on a lot of the cheaper things like Poulons and things like that, they actually have a duckbill valve inside the gas cap that is replaceable. And they turn to jelly and they leak like crazy. You turn your saw on its side and fuel comes pouring out. But some of the newer caps with fancy doodad, internal blocking and stuff, you got to go to a dealer or order a factory one,
Yeah, and if you've ever taken one of them little duckbill things out there, like so soft, they're like silicone, almost made like out of silicone.
Yep.
And even
they get gooey over time with ethanol. They really do. They like goo.
And I think if you hit one of those with carb spray, it makes it even worse. It softens it up and makes them open. The little mouth on that duckbill thing opens up and doesn't close anymore. and then you kind of destroyed it. So
Oh, wow. Even Wayne was saying he had a customer shoot a rock through the side of a window of a passing car. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. You got, like I said, 19,000 feet per minute. Boy, those things are traveling. It's about close to 200 miles per hour.
yeah, I blew the side window out of our van. You remember that?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I was mowing with my riding lawnmower, and we had a minivan. It had tinted windows, like dark tinted windows along the side of the minivan. And I was just mowing along, and all of a sudden I just kind of saw something, and I heard this tink, and I looked over, and I went, oh, must have hit this door or something. And I went, okay, no big deal. And then when I was finished, I walked out to the van, and there was a freaking bullet hole right through the window. But the window didn't break. It was just a perfect hole. That rock went right through that window. And I was just like, whoa. From 10 feet away, you couldn't tell because it was tinted. And I just went like this poke, and the whole thing went, fell right out.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So, yeah, keep your pets away when you're using a riding lawnmower for sure.
Oh, yes. In the house.
Ray Cipoletti, I hope I'm saying that right. He has an LT 133 riding lawnmower, white smoke, and low oil.
Put some more oil in it, dude. It's pretty easy. LT 133. It's not a
John Deere.
John Deere. Is
that's
that
a John Deere.
That's a
LT,
Kohler
that's an old one.
Command. Kohler Command 13.
Yeah. White smoke.
Yeah, head.
If it's actually white smoke, I would say, why don't you drain the diesel out of your tank and put some gasoline in it?
I was going to say, white's usually caused by moisture, and there's no water cooling on one of those.
Right.
The only time I've ever seen pure white smoke, white, pouring out of an engine is because a guy mixed it half and half by accident with diesel. He had gas in it, and then he topped it up with diesel by accident, so it was like half and half, and it was pure white smoke, like snow white. It was awesome, actually.
Just remember on those LT-133, those any of the Command CV engines are prone to needles leaking and fuel getting into the crankcase, and that'll be a smoke bomb all day long.
Yeah.
But he said he had low oil, so it can't be the problem.
That's true.
That's true. So it's not filling up his crankcase.
Interesting.
I would check your fuel, buddy. I would make sure you have nice, fresh, straight gasoline. Like,
drop the bowl. See if there's water in the bowl. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, some people. There's another good point, Kenny. I have heard some people that have some water in their fuel, and sometimes there's steam. I've heard this. I've never seen this myself, but some people say it's steam coming out and it looks white, but it's actually just burning the water through. But most engines can't burn that much.
Well,
water.
usually it'll hunt like crazy when it gets a little water in the bowl.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. Hayes Machinery keeps popping in and talking. Hey,
Hayes. Do we know him? Hayes Machinery. Is that a new channel?
He's this new guy from the UK somewhere.
Okay.
Wait,
He's got a little.
Did you
he's
say
got a little
Hayes
shop.
Machinery? Hayes?
Yeah, and he's apparently he's a Milwaukee dealer.
Something about Milwaukee.
Get out of town.
Yeah, just right there.
Something about Milwaukee.
Yeah,
and I hear he gives away stuff after every video.
He does. Mick has yet to receive something, but
Me neither.
James, we got to talk.
Really, he's given me like 6 or 7 prizes.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It's not my stream, so I can't swear. I'll leave it be for now.
Anybody watching this chat? In all seriousness, that's the name of his.
Question: what is the popping or backfiring on a Briggs Classic from the top of the carburetor? When it pop and backfires.
I mean, backfire is usually timing, right?
Yeah, that's what I would go with first, Ken. Is normally timing. Them little Briggs, the Classics, they're generally started for timing is quite a way out. But if you're getting a bit of back pressure coming, I'd say the valves are open at the wrong time and it's igniting at the wrong time.
I got to agree. If any time I've ever seen it back, I don't really call that a backfire, but it kind of puffs out the intake.
Yeah.
That is a good sign that it could be the valves are not working properly, and it's kind of
when the exhaust valve isn't
Yeah.
sealing properly, you'll get that.
It's not really a backfire where it goes bang, but it's puffing back out where the air filter is.
Check to see if if your muffler's glowing a little bit at nighttime, because if the exhaust valve's leaking a little, that'll cause it too.
And that's it'll make if it's running like that, it'll actually light your muffler up. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, there's one. Who wants to read that one? I'm sick of reading. My eyes are going tired. Read that one for me, Kenny.
Steve, you have found that the pneumatic impact trick you tried on that flywheel works on all flywheels for removal. I have a 72 Briggs 14 horse on my Suburban. I need to clean it up. So he wants to take a 14 horse Briggs and Stratton engine flywheel off, and he wants to know if he could do it with the
air chisel
trick.
The air chisel hammer trick.
I love that.
If it's if it's tapered, it's going to pop it off there.
It does work. It does work. I've got one, Steve, but I will say some of the older vintage style stuff that I work on, it don't even touch it. It don't even touch it. You got to turn the camera off, and you got to whack up a big hammer when no one's looking. It's as simple as that.
14 horsepower. I can't. I literally can't answer that question. I can't say if it works. No, it's not going to work on all of them. Maybe somebody put red Loctite on there the last time.
I had that on one flywheel. I broke the flywheel in half.
I know that Brucey Boy, he did one a while back. Can't remember what engine it was on, but he tried an air chisel, didn't do it. So in the end, he put a puller on it and took some weight. Then he heated it up. Yeah. And he gave it a little tiny tap, and it shot about 3 foot in the air.
Yeah.
I love it when you put a flywheel under tension with the puller and you walk away and you're boom.
Yeah, you hear it kabang, and then you go, "Hey, that worked." Yeah.
That's when I learned to put the nut back on the end of the crank with just a couple of turns.
Yeah, just free
yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly why you got to do that. You got to put the nut on
because it'll just like
loose.
I had one hit me right in the chest one time. It was like, whoa! It was on a scooter. It came right at me. It was kind of funny. Well, at the time it wasn't, but it is now. So
you can buy some of them universal pullers that will go pretty much on any flywheel. So that's the best controlled method you got. The way Steve done it with the impact was cool, but you got a bit of leverage too and what have you. So you got two hands on it. So I'll go for a flywheel puller every time.
Yeah. There's just one at the bottom there for you, Stella. I thought you might want to respond to that.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm doing this just for fun, and I enjoy helping people. That's why I like doing it.
Hey, Gary B answered a guy named Frank C. He was asking what causes a 24-horse V-twin Briggs engine to have the valve guides walk on them, and Gary's response was, overheating because of the fins. Nobody ever checks the fins on a V-twin. You have those aluminum covers like on Kawasaki's and on Briggs. Nobody ever checks those for schmutz, grass and all that, and mice and everything else. They overheat, the valve guides get sucked in. Now you got two new heads,
Right.
It always happens. No one ever checks those, ever.
And that's from overheating the engine.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Right. I agree. I've seen that a few times, especially on Kawasaki engines that are a lot of time. The most time I've ever seen those valve guides walk out like that and move are on Kawasaki engines that are on floor polishers. Propane, they've converted them to propane because they use them in a grocery store at night to polish. It's not electric. They're actually Kawasaki propane powered. They run so freaking hot that I've seen that many times on those around here where the valve guides they'll just pull right out.
That's like you ever walk in back of like a tow motor. I mean, where we have tow motors that are either electric or propane. The exhaust will burn you.
Yeah. Well, what's propane's like 120 octane or something, isn't it?
I was going to say Gary B can comment on that because he does propane conversions on generators.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff says, should we even be buying gas-powered equipment these days? Seems like lots of local governments are banning them all. I mean,
Well-
is that a thing over in Canada? I know it is in America. Over here in the UK, it's not so much. Although the power, the drive for battery power is massive, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm still seeing in local shops at the moment loads of petrol gas machines for sale. So, is it the same over where you are, Steve?
No, no. The only ones I know who have done that or is California.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You know, I do absolutely believe 100% that the battery-powered stuff is the upcoming thing. They're getting so much better. The batteries are becoming better. The machines are becoming better, and there is no environmental. Well, I shouldn't say that. Batteries disposing, that's environmental too, but at least it's not emissions. You know.
And the digging for lithium as well is quite bad apparently.
Yeah, I
Right.
know.
I just think it's shifting the blame somewhere else further down the
Yeah.
line, really, because something's got to power your device that's going to charge those batteries up. So it's
Yeah.
But there's still a generation of people that want to continue to use their existing products, right? They
Yeah,
want
that's
to
me. Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there. They want to fix up what they have in their garage. Come on. That's not going to go away, guys.
No, that's not.
I know the local landscapers here, they're raising their rates about $25 a week, depending on the size of the lawn. It's going to be expensive this year to cut the grass.
Yep.
Yeah. It is the. I had a guy once say he was just breaking into the small engine industry, and he was like nervous, going, "Well, maybe I shouldn't even do this because all of a sudden there's going to be no more two-stroke stuff to fix." And I'm like, man, I'm still fixing stuff, two-stroke stuff that's 40 years old, 30 years old.
Yeah. That's right.
So even if it's all banned right now, you're still going to be fixing two-stroke engines for the next 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
Or more.
The old stuff that's, yeah, okay, nobody sells two-strokes anymore, say, but even after that point, you're still going to be fixing the damn things for 25 years.
Or more.
You know? Yeah.
Ron has a question. Ron says, Steve, are the generic Briggs and Stratton oil filters sold on Amazon safe to buy?
They are actually Briggs and Stratton oil filters?
The generic you see on Amazonian and stuff.
I think he's on about non-OEM products.
Well, I sure wish Klaus was here to talk about OEM right now. But there is absolutely a difference in oil filters for your cars or your trucks or your riding lawnmower. There's a huge difference. You cut one of those things apart and you see the little filter inside. And some of them are no more than just a little screen. Kind of a pleated kind of little screen where you're like, what is this even doing? It's keeping huge chunks out. Yeah. And then you take another one apart, and it's like a proper, like really nice paper cardboard screen that it's filtering way better.
The name brand aftermarket, the Stens, the Rotary, the Tesco's, the name brand ones, I'd say you could trust those. But if you see one that has a little bit of Chinese writing on it and that's it, I'd probably stay away.
Yeah,
even
though
I do.
It's like anything. If it's not OEM or a trusted manufacturer, if you're going to take a hit on the price of it, then you've got to take a hit on the quality. It's as simple as that.
Right.
That's a great way of putting that, Mick.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I had a commercial guy with a Honda, and he had a choice between a genuine Honda carb. I was having a chat with Ken this week. He can get in the States a genuine OEM carburetor for a Honda for about $30, $35.
Way cheap over here.
Over here in the UK, they're like 78 quid, which is what's that, $80, something like that. So he went for the copy version, and you can just tell, you can just hear that machine is just not running as well as it should.
I find a lot of times too the Chinese carburetors, especially on the two strokes, they're great in the beginning, but 3, 4, 5 weeks later, you get that phone call. Yeah, it isn't starting right, it isn't running right, and then you open it up, it's like it's just that Chinesium that they use, it's just not right.
So Jeff says leaf blowers are banned on Vancouver Island.
No, they're not.
Well, where's Oak Bay? He's saying Oak
Oak
Bay.
Bay on
That's-
Vancouver Island.
Yeah, that's Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
That's what he's
I
saying.
know
brother.
sometimes
Oh,
with
you
noise
know-
ordinances.
Okay, you know what he might be talking about? I think there are a couple communities like, what do you call them?
Like gated communities.
Yeah, like old age communities, gated community where they might not
There's
allow.
probably a noise ordinance
people-
where they don't want to wake them
Yeah.
up before 9 a.m. or something.
Not by the government though, Jeff. Where is that?
Well, the homeowners association.
They're not banned by the government. They're banned maybe
Leaf
by
blowers are
that
banned
little
in Oak
community.
Bay?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Huh.
Wayne says, which is good information, but how do you test this? Wayne says as long as the micron rating is the same as OEM, you should be okay. But they buy all their stuff from Stens at the Eliminator Performance.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. If the micron rating's the
Yeah.
same, then yeah, well, it's,
Right, but who posts what the micron rating is?
We'll have to call Project Farm and have him do the micro.
Exactly. But no,
That'd be
Wayne's
a
been
good one
answering
for
a lot
him.
of questions in here, by the way, so that's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
good. Thank you, Wayne. Hey, Wayne's from British Columbia, isn't he? Are we talking about the same Wayne?
Yeah, Wayne
Yeah.
Stephenson. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
from British
Eliminate
Columbia.
Performance.
Yeah.
Old man Wayne.
Yes.
Well, we got a sticker right on our shelf right back there. Right on. Okay. See you later, Sandy Rose. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, Sandy.
So there's from an unknown question: when they stopped selling 2- and 4-stroke oil and other petrol equipment in 2025 here in the UK, what other oil can we use? Well,
I don't think they'll ever stop selling the oil.
Yeah, they're not going to stop selling the oil.
Yeah, the equipment, yes, but I don't think the oil and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Especially, I mean, synthetic oil is not out of the ground anyway. It's just man-made. It's a man-made lubricant.
Our friend James
Yeah,
Condon is here. Hello, Jim.
Jim.
yeah, James.
When did he pop in?
James from Hayes Machinery. You go and check him out. He's cool. He's saying unknown. Where are you getting this information from? He's a main dealer up in Devon. Wears a lot of tight clothes, to be fair, but he's a main dealer. That'd be interesting to see where you get the information from. I've not heard it.
Yeah.
Port Colborne, Ontario, along Lake Erie. Oh, okay, so he's more toward the Mid-Atlantic.
What oil is better?
I was going to say,
What
that's
oil
like
is
saying,
better?
what child is better?
Yeah, well, exactly that. You have to think about it. There's lots of variants, isn't there, Ken, with regards to what oil you should be using, with regards to atmospheric pressure and
Sure.
I
sea
wish
level.
Klaus was here. Klaus would start
Yeah,
talking about
exactly.
the API,
That
APF
whole kind of worms
ratings.
up on that one.
Well, the next time we go live, we're probably going to switch the panel up again, and maybe we'll have Klaus on. Maybe we'll have James Hayes on, and just take turns, kind of. You know,
Yeah,
you guys,
cool.
do you think that would be cool?
It's a pleasure to be invited.
Yeah, we don't want. I mean, we have room where we could have brought more people up, but we really, April and I talked about it. We only wanted like 4 of us, you know,
Yeah.
just to keep the comments, the questions being answered, you know.
Yeah, appreciate
Well, no,
the
that's
invite.
good because a lot of different eyes on the stream can see those questions too. So
Yeah.
Like I said before, if there's a question someone's gotta know, leave it in a comment when the video comes
Right.
up and see if we can get to it.
Yeah.
A lot of us will look at all the comments of our other friends' channels. So, I mean,
Right.
I've answered comments in other guys' channels. Just if I know an answer, why not?
Mm-hmm.
whoa,
Well, I think that's almost an hour. April and I want to come on for about an hour because we do have future engagements here that we have to take care of. Thank you guys for coming on the panel and helping out with the questions. That was awesome.
thank
and,
you for having me. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, cool.
And make sure that everybody in the panel, we got 259 people watching right now. Make sure you check out Ken's Small Engine Repair, Mix Mowers, and the Lawnmower Ladies YouTube channels out.
Thank
check
you.
a couple of their videos out, and if you like what you see, smash that old subscribe button for them. And thank you very much to our super chatters. That was cool, you guys. And got anything else to say?
No, I wish I could have posted them in the chat, but
The what?
oh, their links and stuff.
Well, we'll figure that out
Yeah.
for the next. We'll figure that out for the next time.
Hey,
All in all,
April? I need an April to do all my stuff like that. You know?
My computer was broken, so
all in all, this went pretty smooth. This went smoother than I thought it was going to today. But
Does April do freelance work? Maybe you can subcontract
Really?
her out to other channels, something like that.
yeah, but she's
This way.
$85 an hour.
That's cheap.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
but Mick, that's 142 quid an hour.
That's right.
I can afford it, mate. It's not an issue for me.
That's right. Well, I think we're going to wrap her up then. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
that's right.
Later,
This
Gators.
was fun.
See ya.
Man caver tools,
Man Caver Tools, $3.
$3.